Hi everyone, welcome to JOANTalks, and I'm your host, Joan Liu. My goal for this podcast is to focus on putting together the knowledge and science relating to your health, fitness, and nutrition that is easily understood and accessible by everyone. Without further delay, this is today's episode. Hi, welcome back to JOANTalks. As my podcast is all about health, fitness, and nutrition, today I will be talking about supplements. Now, this is a large topic to talk about, and it is not possible to cover everything in a single episode. Being a certified sports nutritionist with the International Society of Sports Nutrition, and that is the ISSN, I am constantly looking out for current data and whether the product claims can be supported by evidence presented in the studies. Let us start with some basic knowledge on supplements. Now, there has been great uncertainty with many supplements, and that applies to health as well as sports supplements. There is a saying that a poor diet supplemented is still a poor diet. And to look at supplementation, we should apply that through interventions. Okay, thinking about how do we minimize the risks of ingesting a supplement based on the human or animal data that's available, the safety and efficacy data, and what are the potential rewards that a consumer will get from consuming their product, and where do we place these interventions in our daily diet. The ISSN published the ISSN Exercise and Sports Nutrition Review Update, Research and Recommendations, that is last updated in 2018. This paper presents a well-referenced overview of the current state of the science related to optimization of training and performance enhancement through exercise training and nutrition. It provides an overview of 1. How ergogenic aids and dietary supplements are defined in terms of governmental regulation and oversight. 2. How dietary supplements are legally regulated in the US. 3. How to evaluate the scientific merit of nutritional supplements. 4. General nutritional strategies to optimize performance and enhance recovery. And 5. An overview of our current understanding of nutritional approaches to augment skeletal muscle hypertrophy and the potential ergogenic value of various dietary and supplemental approaches. Now, if some internet influencer sells you some fancy supplement that is his own proprietary blend of grinded tiger bones and deer testicles, do you really want to take that risk? It is hard for me to decide if the reward is really there for you. When my clients show me a list of supplements they are taking, I will walk my clients through a framework of the thought process and let them understand where they are in the risk and reward matrix. And that is only after we had a good look at their personal daily lifestyle, eating habits, along with their activities. Okay, I need every client to understand the basics on proper nutrition so that they are able to make informed decisions on what kind, if any, of supplements they need. I don't talk about the supplements I take myself on my socials very often, simply because I know somehow it will show up somewhere online or someone telling someone, I know Joan takes this and you should be taking this, without any form of context, and no one will understand the rationale and history of why I'm taking that particular supplement. In this episode, I will share with you the supplements that I'm currently taking. For the day supplements, I keep it simple. It's just the everyday multivitamins, the antioxidants. I take fish oil, and I take calcium. I also take Hypercol, which is the red yeast rice, and that's recommended by my physician because I have a family history of high cholesterol, which somehow stays high even when my body fat level is below 10%. So I have been managing well since I've been supplementing with that product. Cholesterol is another topic which I will talk about separately, as there has been some misunderstanding in terms of the terminology that we often use when it comes to cholesterol. I'm also taking the nicotinamide riboside, NR in short, and it is widely used as a dietary supplement these days. Structurally, it is a form of vitamin B3, and there had been remarkable discoveries regarding numerous beneficial health effects of NR in preclinical studies that might finally culminate in a breakthrough and enable treatment of a large number of metabolic and neurodegenerative disorders. NR effects are still currently being investigated in a significant number of clinical trials, so studies are ongoing. However, whatever brands you are taking, please ensure that the product comes from a credible manufacturer which uses good manufacturing practices. You can see in the label that it is from a GMP or CGMP certified facility, and that refers to in long current good manufacturing practice regulations, which is enforced by the FDA. CGMP provides for systems that assure proper design, monitoring, and control of manufacturing processes and facilities. And this assures you that the products are consistently produced and controlled to the quality standards appropriate for the intended use and as required by the product specification. Now, for the sports supplements, I will share with you some of the supplements I am taking to support my daily fitness routine now when I'm not in season for any competition. Likewise, with health supplements, I am also selective of the sports nutrition products that I take. Being an athlete affiliated with Cause Nutri, I do have access to a wide range of sport nutrition products that are from credible brands. Okay, first, I take pre-workouts. I've tried many brands of pre-workouts over the past 20 years, even through my in-season phases for preparing for competition. And pre-workout supplements, called pre-workouts in short, are meant to give you energy when you exercise. It's as simple as that. The main ingredient in most of them is caffeine. These ingredients often come in a powder form, or it can also be in a pill form. Some of the ingredients in certain pre-workouts can be good for your workouts and even for your health, but there are supplements that may bring side effects that you will need to be aware of. Okay, first ingredient, let's look at caffeine. Product makers say pre-workouts can keep you focused, give you energy, and improve your overall performance. Of course, the main ingredient behind these promises is the high levels of caffeine. It can range between 150 milligrams to 300 milligrams of caffeine per serving. And this equals to 3 cups of coffee at one shot. That's a lot for some people. If you are sensitive to caffeine, you may want to take a smaller amount or find a product with lower dose of caffeine, or simply just find a natural way to boost your energy before a workout, such as just drinking a cup of coffee before that. The next ingredient you can find in pre-workouts will be beta-alanine. This ingredient is meant to help you to do high-intensity exercises. It may help buffer your muscles during intense workout, and beta-alanine has been shown to lower fatigue and enhance recovery in sprinters. Another ingredient you can find in pre-workouts would be creatine. When combined with exercise, this substance helps you gain strength. Creatine works to replenish your ATP stores, which gives your body energy to contract. Creatine can also help you increase your levels of lean body mass. We'll talk about creatine a little later. The next ingredient you can find in pre-workouts would be the amino acids. The branched chain amino acids, and that is the BCAA in short, in pre-workout supplements help to increase lean body mass. BCAA has also been shown to promote muscle growth and reduce muscle damage to your muscles after an intense workout. The thing about pre-workout would be to consume it consistently. Studies have shown that this has better effects than using it once every so often. It helps the main ingredient to build up in the body, and after about 3 weeks, your workouts may be able to last longer and you might feel less tired during and after training. Take your pre-workout about 20 minutes before you start exercising, as this gives the supplement time to kick in. My advice to taking pre-workouts would be don't take too much. The more may not be merrier, because there are some side effects of pre-workout supplements, and that can include some digestive issues, irregular heartbeat, rise in blood pressure, or even changes in your blood sugar levels. If you have any of these symptoms during your training and that worries you, stop your workout. And for the next workout, try to lower the dose. If these symptoms still persist, then I think you should be changing to another brand of pre-workout. The brand that I'm taking currently will be Evogen. The other product I'm also taking would be the essential amino acids, and that is the EAA in short. Amino acids are the fundamental constituents of body protein and serve as substrates for protein synthesis. There are 9 essential amino acids, and it means they cannot be synthesized spontaneously, or the synthesis rate does not adequately meet the body's demand. Therefore, EAA must be obtained through dietary protein. Dietary protein from food are found in formats with wide variance of EAA content, digestion and absorption kinetics that can be used to meet EAA requirements, and I will not get into the details in this episode. But what I would like to point out today is that there were studies that demonstrate that ingestion formats with a high proportion of EAA relative to total protein content represent a viable means of improving muscle and whole body protein synthetic response. I do take EAAs when I'm training, and the brand I am currently taking is Ryse, RYSE. The other supplement I take while I'm training is the carbohydrate supplement. Now, there is overwhelming evidence that carbohydrate supplements can improve endurance during prolonged physical activity of a continuous or intermittent nature. Now, for the supplement to be effective, it must be taken in sufficient amounts to prevent a significant decline in blood glucose. So this will require a carbohydrate intake of about 1 gram per minute, consumed at a 15 to 30 minute interval, and starting at least 30 minutes before blood glucose starts to decline. I am taking Redcon 1 Cluster Bomb intra-post workout carbs, and that product provides me 25 grams of carbohydrate per serving, which should suffice for most people who wants to get through a good workout. The other supplement that I take will be the whey protein. I'm sure most of you out there listening to this and are hitting the gym would know or would be taking some form of whey protein. I chose whey protein simply because the whey provides the best source of protein as a supplementation. It does appear that protein from animal sources is an important source of protein for humans from infancy until mature adulthood. Of course, the potential health concerns associated with protein consumed primarily from animal sources should be acknowledged. With a proper combination of sources, vegetable proteins, or some may call it plant-based protein, may provide similar benefits as protein from animal sources. However, maintenance of lean body mass, though, may become a concern. My advice is to consume a balanced diet with a combination of proteins from both plant and animal sources. For whey protein, I take the brand Applied Nutrition for post-workout, as I like their whey protein isolate. For the blended formula, I take Rival Whey or the Rule 1 protein when I want to add more protein into my diet. The next product that I take will be the creatine. Creatine is the most used dietary supplement for athletes to increase the content of creatine phosphate, and that is a ready source of ATP in the muscles. There are different available sources. The most common and probably the most economical will definitely be the creatine monohydrate. The beneficial effects of exogenous creatine are demonstrated in anaerobic disciplines, for example sprinting, and the recommended dose is 3 to 5 grams per day. Position statements from the ISSN published in 2007 and 2017 are that the creatine monohydrate is safe and effective as a ergogenic supplement. An internationally renowned team of experts has performed an evidence-based scientific evaluation of literature and confirmed the statements. However, it should be noted that at this point, there is insufficient information on the effect of creatine supplementation on the kidneys and the liver in the elderly population, as well as individuals with renal disease, and also when taken at higher than recommended doses for a long period of time. So it has been advised that a high dose of more than 5 grams per day of creatine supplementation should not be used by individuals with pre-existing renal disease. Now, earlier in the podcast, I mentioned that a poor diet supplemented is still a poor diet. And on the other hand, even the best diet, quote unquote, if it's in excess of energy balance, will still produce poor metabolic health. So regardless of what you think the best diet is, if you think a keto diet or a paleo diet or a low carb diet or a vegan diet, take any of these versions and consume them to excess and to a point where you no longer are in energy balance, you will be accumulating epidermal tissue that leaks out into the subcutaneous space, and it can get into the liver, gets into the viscera, and you are still going to be unhealthy. I think too many people are just majoring in the minor and minoring in the major on nutrition when one starts to argue what deems to be the best diet for everyone. There are just some general principles and guidelines. So people with insulin resistance tend to respond better to carbohydrate restriction as the best tool to reduce total caloric intake. If you are insulin resistant, a caloric deficit from carbohydrate restriction will work better than if you do a straight caloric restriction or a fat restriction. Ultimately, what matters most is that you find something that is manageable and sustainable over a long run. None of this matters if you can adhere to the perfect diet for 3 months and then you stop. It's better to have a 7 out of 10 diet in terms of quality and perfection that you can sustain indefinitely than a 10 out of 10 diet that you can only sustain for 3 to 6 months max. I have written about sustainable nutrition strategies in my book, The Skinny Sumo Wrestler, which you can purchase through the link in the description box below. It can be shipped worldwide. Thanks for listening to this episode, and I hope you enjoyed listening. Share this podcast with someone who may find this useful, and tell me what supplements you are currently taking and why you like them in the comment section below. Bye and see you on my next episode.